So YouTube, it's Ghost2566 here. Just making a video. Sorry I've been around for a while, making any videos. Like I don't want to make an excuse like every other YouTuber says. Oh, I've been busy, but it's true. I've been going to start school again. You know that's rocky for all of us. Starting school. You know you gotta wake up earlier now, and it's just you got more stuff to do. So yeah, about the format. The format did the balance did create. Did help a lot. It's pretty interesting balance. I'll get into that in some future videos. Right now, I'm just gonna go over the deck that I'm running right now. It's obviously if you guys can guess, it's quick draw. I love the deck. Running it in glass format. Great deck. With what I like about it is that it doesn't have speed or lacks some control, but what it does have is balance. The deck has a perfect balance with each other. Every card works in sync together, and once you learn how to play and you play it well, the deck can be such a good deck. It can help you in so many situations. So so yeah. Other than that, the deck got helped a lot. It's a force this format. It's gonna be back to where it was before, where quick draw was serious. So I'm just gonna go over it. Anyone have any comments or any questions with the deck or the format in general? Just post it in the comments. That way, if I answer your question, someone has the same question, I can just answer it publicly, so everyone can answer. I don't have to answer the same question 10 times. So yeah, here's the deck. You have Card Trooper, great last format, almost always a plus with either milling a dandelion, spore, or its own effect. I like the last format because it got under bottomless, got over Shura, wasted a clue if anything, and I plus out of it. It was a great card. Right now, I'm not too sure about it. I have to wait to see how the format develops to see if it's really worth running. But I did feel the deck a little bit. But until I find a card replacing it, I don't really see a point in taking it out. Cause I'm a really big advocate on finally replace it first, then take the card out. So until I find something else staying there. You have two of these guys, Dany King Ryo. Um, a lot of people wonder why this card doesn't need space anymore. It's strictly anti-meta card, or especially because there's no Infinity Xavier anymore. Or at least they're not that great, so they're not gonna be everywhere like they were. And Blackwings are not gonna see that much play. Even though gadgets will see a lot of play, it just slow down gadgets a little bit. But the main reason why I run it is because a lot of if you really look at quick draw or you know how to play the deck, it's very passive. It just sets Ryko, sets Hamster. It really can't explode or go aggressive without Synchros or Caius Titanium. Those are the only cards in the deck that really go aggressive. So other than that, you're always setting and just going passing. So it's a setup deck. So this kind of like gets rid of bottomless. You can make way for bigger plays. Gets rid of torrential, deep prisons, mirror force, and also it's very important that this format it stops pod duality. Oh, it stops it from opening, which is probably the most broken way the pod duality works is opening hand. If you open an opening hand, it's such a great card, opening. So it does slow that down. That's why, and so it's just pretty much a beat stick that I need to run with in the deck until. Okay, we got two hamsters, great card. Thins the deck out. It's a little wall they can get over. Not every card can get over, so I almost always feel safe with this. You can combo with Book of Moon, you can flip it, Church Ryko, Sacrifice, you can summon a Spore and Sync, and you can do so many things with this card. Some people won't even one or none. I think it's still needed. Maybe when tuning comes out, you can take one out if you really don't like it to make the deck faster. But until that happens, this is one of the only speed cards it has, really, so you need to run it. And that little guy gets these little guys. You know, Ryko, ridiculous card. Every one of the MVPs, probably one of the best, probably one of the top 20 cards of the last format, if not top 10 cards of the last format. It was seen inside that. It was everywhere. Makes it like faster. You can plus some dandies or spores. Fill up the graveyard for pot of average. It just does so much to this deck. I don't need to go into too much detail. Gores, great card. I still love it. It's always a plus. You know, it's such a good card. I just don't really think I need to explain it so much because, you know, if you play it right, you can go into a gorge and then this card just can automatically be a comeback. And one thing about X Sabers is, other than having a Gothams or maybe a Goyo, they can't get over this. They cannot. It's almost loss, auto loss once he gets this guy hits the field. So that's always a plus. And GBs have a really hard time. Only Romillo or Gazares can really blow this guy up. Quick draw, great card. Brokenness, brokenness, brokenness. Don't really, I don't really, see. It's just I don't really explain it. Especially whenever the Fleur Chevalier comes out, this card will be just so much better. It's just ridiculous how good it is right now. You can do so many plays with this card. It's amazing. Spore, I'm really surprised that some people don't run this guy. Spore is such a good card. It's ridiculous how good it is. You can plus for milling it. You know, you can summon it, sink for 5, sink for 7 with Caius, with Hamster for 5. You can just do so much arming armors and access to this deck. So that's always good. You know, getting something so small with you can bring it out with Lone Fire, and you can just do so much with it. You can mill it off with Foolish, and I think it needs to be run. It gives you access to 6 stars with Goyo Bionic. It can give you 8 stars like Colossal Fighter. It can go into the Scrap Dragon if you need to. It's just such a good card. I do not see why you wouldn't run it. Just so good. Like I just think it's a great card. It's a better choice than Plague Better. I think. You know, some people can run Plague Better, but I like this card more. And it's a plant, so that always helps. Dandelion, I guess. As long as it's at 2, this deck is alive. This card, I thought I was gonna get hit. I guess it didn't get hit. So as long as this card is good, the deck is good. So just run it. It's a powerful card. It combos so good with Lone Fire and just so good. Okay, get the big booty bitch. This girl is headache for most, especially when you draw it. But when you play this girl, there's so many cards in this game to target. It's amazing. It rapes Glads. Glads have such a hard time getting over. The only way they can get over her is with a chariot, which pretty much almost anything can get over with a chariot. But they will have to waste your tokens, and then it's like almost like a lad. They have to minus to kill her. She's just too strong. You gotta be careful with her just to try to like avoid a bottomless. Cause torrential is never really bad because getting rid of torrential is always a plus because that's one of their outs. They're gone. But bottomless is her weakness. It's just so bad when they do bottomless. But other than that, if you can get over a bottomless, she's a wrecking force. Automatic 28. She's just such a good card. Just if you don't draw her, she's always gonna be good. You got, of course, 2 Lone Fires. The plant engine is so good in this deck. It's amazing. It just speeds it like up, gets out Titanio. You can combo this amazing with Monster Reborn or Foolish. Like you can go Lone Fire, play Lone Fire, bring out Dandelion, Monster Reborn the Lone Fire in defense, sack the Dandelion, get 2 tokens, bring out the other Lone Fire, sack the token for Titanio. So you'll have a token, Titanio, and 2 Lone Fires on the field in defense mode. So their probably play would be either get rid of a Lone Fire, which pretty much they have to, and then price set back rows, which then you can just use the Lone Fire, sack a token to get either another Dandelion for more tokens to spam or Spore. So even if they do Torrential, you wipe your field, but you have a Dandelion, the Spore, and these in the graveyard, so you always have Pot of Avarice, and you can go into a Synchro if you need to. So it's such a good card. And Foolish is probably the number one, probably the easiest way to use it because you don't really extend too much. The Breeze, I only run 2. Right now I'm testing it. I might take a card 2 for a third one, but right now 2 seems to work out. Just because when you have threes of a card, you always draw it, and sometimes since this can't always be on a live card, I choose not to. But this card is it's gonna be a Wrecking Forces format because of all the 7 stars. Black Rose at 3 is just amazing. This card is just your comeback card. This is your out to a lot of plays. Black Rose, blow up the field, and then you'll have 2 tokens with Dandelion. Or you can bring up Black Rose for a second effect, which is just so good. This card is a Wrecking Force. Getting kind of late here, but I'm gonna try to speak. Okay, we got Sangan. Searches everything in the deck. Kind of obvious. Not really need to. Two Kaius. Took out one from last format. Don't really think it's needed that much anymore. Still a great card. Gets rid of monsters. It's just overall great. Then my little card that I think is a great card is this little guy. This girl, she is so good. It's such an amazing card. It's a tuner if you ever need it, so that's already amazing. You really it's like a DD Crow. You can't see it coming. So they'll play Blizzard, you effect Veiler, Debris effect Veiler. So it's Caius. You can just do so many plays with this card, and it's just she's just great. And then you can recycle it with Quick Draw, so it's just amazing. Spells, kind of same. You got two Book of Moons, obvious. Raikou, Hamster, defensive card, just overall great card. Dark Hole came off the ban list. Don't understand why, but it just did. Awesome card. Don't try to play too much monsters. To a Pot of Avarice. I don't like three. Like I said earlier, three you always draw it, and this card can be really dead. And even then, after once you do a pot, it's really hard to do a second one after. So, having three in the deck, you'll probably always draw it. The only point of having three is if you mill them a lot, but I really don't have a problem with it. I almost always at least play one per game, so it helps a lot. Three cycles, just so much stuff you do. Cold Wave, great card this format. So many back row hates, so you can just freeze the field. Black rows blow up, and you plus like a beast. Or when you're trying to do a big play, you can go with Titanial, the Scrap Dragon, something. You just freeze the field, pop some back rows, and just go off from there. Well, this is supposed to be Monster Reborn. I just don't have one right now. I'm just looking for an ultra rare one. So if anyone has one, let me know. So yeah, Monster Reborn. Foolish. I don't even explain. Just dandelion spores. All you really need to know. There's really no other situation that you could use it for. Then traps. We have Trap Dust Shoot. Right now I'm testing it. I've always run Dust Shoot no matter what. But since the format got trap heavy and they're always just gonna set, you really can't plus so much from like a heavy and chaining it, and they always have a small hand. But mid this is a better card now mid game than it was before, because when they're trying to set up for something, you can just take out their key card than before. You just do it first turn. But I almost never like doing it first turn. I would like to wait for a plus when they MST it, or just when they're setting up. Just it hurts so much when you're setting up and then you lose your key card. Solemn, Solemn, God, what you can't really do much. Awesome card. This card, I think it's such a good card. It's so much better than Trap Stun. Such a better card than Dustin Hill. Sorry. And also, if you looked at my spells, I don't run MST. I just don't think it's needed in this deck. There is a lot of popping power, and with Raikos and stuff, and just this is so much better. I think it is. It just freezes the field. It just freezes it, and it goes into a black rose or a big play. Two Compulse, still a great card from last one. I took one out, but right now it's still a good card. I think it's better than Deep Prison because you still can chain it. With black rolls and stuff everywhere, I'd rather just do this to a card to their debris target than just hit up. Then deep prison's kind of dead. But it's preference. I think still thinks a little bit better card though. Oh man, this card is so good. Solemn Warning is an amazing card. Great card. It just does so much. Double Bottomless. I think it's a staple. Great card. No need to explain it. Mirror Force and Torrential, great cards. So that was the deck. I made a couple videos coming up about little tech choices and a little bit more in depth look. So anyone have any questions? Comment. So remember to subscribe to my channel and look forward to some new videos. So I'll let you go, YouTube.